Welcome back. Day 4, Clearlake fishing. Trying to break Adrian's PB. Trying to get that largemouth bass. We're out here and I just keep thinking in my mind that today's gonna be the day. When I was in Iraq, we used to leave the base and go on patrols. There was a sign there and it always stuck in my mind. Is today your day? And of course that meant something else. Is today the day you're gonna be complacent and something's gonna happen to where you get killed? But out here, I don't know why, I just keep thinking this morning, is today your day? Change it up to something positive. Look at this beautiful weather. It's beautiful on this glass out here, big bass out there. So is today his day? Is today my day to catch that 10-pounder, to catch that PB? We're gonna make something positive of this. We're happy, we're excited, we're grinding. 6 o'clock, the sun's coming up. We're on vacation and they say, why are you guys waking up so early on vacation? It's because we're here to do a job, and that's what separates people from catching monsters and not catching monsters. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. It feels good. The water temperature got colder this morning. It's 54.8 here, you know, just pushing 55 degrees. And that's a good sign though. That's a good sign that maybe these bass are gonna stay shallow today. And today is supposed to hit like 80 degrees or something. So hopefully we can start finding some shallow bass and some really big shallow bass for that. And it's gonna be a good day overall. We're gonna catch some good fish today.
Let's do it.
All right, after about 50 times of trying to start up this GoPro, we are in action. Right around here is where Senior caught the 7-pounder yesterday. So we're gonna try it first thing in the morning. Water temp is warming up already. Seeing the water temp at 56 degrees is actually a very, very promising sign. We've been waiting for the bass to move shallow this entire trip. Right around here is where Senior caught that 7.5-pounder yesterday. So we're gonna go ahead and work this first thing in the morning. Water temp, does it still say 56 degrees back there? 57 degrees. So that is extremely promising today. Only thing is the weather is seriously probably about 45 degrees. It's freezing this morning, but we're gonna go ahead and try it out. I'm gonna start off with this little lipless crankbait. I'm gonna rip it off the bottom around here. These big fish, it looks like that they're staged up a little bit deeper still, so we're gonna see. Hopefully they start moving up shallow today with this real warm water. Just gonna take this thing, let it sink all the way to the bottom and give it some jerks up. Try to create a reaction strike out of these fish. Just lost the first one of the day, probably like a 3-pounder-ish, nothing crazy big. I switch over to this deep diving lipless deep diving crankbait, and it's paying off already. It was probably like a 3-pounder. I lost him right at the boat, right here. It's probably the biggest fish I would have caught this whole trip already, so it's a little bit of a bummer, but that's a great sign. We're already hooking.
We beat the sun out, we're good. So we're out here in the northern part of Clearlake. This is a very northern part. It's a lot warmer. We fished the south. It's 5 degrees warmer up here in the north side. And we're having more luck over here. Fish are spawning earlier over here, and they're more aggressive.
I just lost one.
See what we can do.
A little bit of a bummer, but we're gonna get him again. We're gonna get an even bigger one today. So let's see it.
This is our setup, nothing special. We got some swim baits. That thing's been killing it. Underspin. Haven't caught anything on that. Suspended jerks, we've caught a couple. And white swim baits. Doing pretty good.
I'm fishing this deep diving crankbait right here. And I just lost one. Just lost like a 3-pounder. A little bit of a bummer, but we're gonna get him again. We're gonna get an even bigger one today. So let's see it. Why isn't the drag going on that pot at all? You end up getting a big one and it's not gonna go. This one's fighting a little different, huh?
Yeah, he's big.
Oh man, oh man. Oh no, he's alright. He's a little guy. First fish of the day.
All right, guys, got a little male. First fish of the day, little fatty, underspin. We're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him go. Still early. It was fun.
Yeah. All right, so morning started off strong. You know, I lost a couple fish right off the bat on a deep diving crankbait, and my dad caught one on that underspin. But we switched areas right now. We're gonna try this for a little bit, see if we can't catch a couple fish here. This spot's a little bit shallower. The water temperature's warm, so we're gonna check if they're not moving shallow right now.
6 pounder, 7 pounder.
Oh, really? That big?
Jeez, 8 pounder.
No way.
Yeah, that's definitely 8 pounds or so. We're over here spying on people. Dude over here got like a 7 pounder.
No way.
8 pounder. Jeez.
Really? Yeah, it looks alright.
That's your TV right there. Get him over. Get him over here. Get him over here.
Yes, sir. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get him off and then put him back in the. Put it back in the. Get my bait back in the water. That's a nice one though.
There you go.
There we go.
That's a fatty.
There's a nice one.
4, maybe?
Yeah, 3.5. We might need to turn the water on.
Is he big?
No, he's alright. He's a little
Hey,
guy.
we got another one.
Putting up a good fight though.
2 pounder. 2 pounder.
He's not even worth netting, huh?
Get him. Yeah.
I mean, putting in a live well?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, we'll put him in. Well, there's another one. Wow. This is a completely different style of fishing than we're used to. We're fishing, what is it, probably 6 foot here? Open water,
Yeah.
fishing a rattle trap. And just produced another one. That's 2 fish in no time, so we just saw, I've never seen this. It went through his lip and then caught the net. There it goes. There's another nice one. This is a completely different style of fishing. One thing that's weird, every one of the bass has had that on their back fin. I don't know what the heck it is, but here we go. Another nice one. In the live well. Let's catch a 5 pounder now. All I did to catch those 2 fish, super simple. Right around this little island here, once again on a topo map, it looks like there's a big drop off that comes and curls, and as you guys can see, everybody is fishing it today. And a couple people caught some really nice fish off it so far. We have 2 fish off of it so far. I'm just throwing around a lipless crankbait, letting it sink to the bottom, and I'm switching up my retrieves. I'm either just kind of a medium pace reel along the bottom, or I'm jigging it, kind of I'll stop and jig it every once in a while, let it sink back down, and it's produced 2 fish pretty fast so far. So people are catching. This lake's completely different than what we're normally fishing at Lake Mead. Lake Mead's 110 times different fishing. So it's fun to come to a completely different lake and just test around, see what works, see what doesn't. You learn a lot when you fish multiple bodies of water. You learn different techniques, different strategies that we might even be able to go and use at Lake Mead and catch a bunch of fish. But so far, so good. Having a good time. Wow. Threw around that big swim bait enough, it's bound to get hit eventually, right?
He had a big appetite. Look at that.
Wow.
There it is.
That looks like one of those Florida strain bass right there. Go ahead and put them in the live well. That's awesome. It feels good to catch a fish on a swim bait, huh? No matter what.
Yeah. We'll just put them in there for some pictures.
Yep, for some pictures later. Well, time to catch one of those 10 pounders people catching out here. Wow, I would have thought if anything would hit that. We've only caught 2 fish on it the whole trip, and they both were by you.
One of them was a 5 pound, pretty much a 5 pound.
4.9. One was a 4.9, and that one's 2.5. Yeah. I'm gonna go pick up some family, and we're gonna do a little bit more bass fishing and try to catch some crappie. But as far as right now goes, This spot produced pretty well for us. We've got 3 nice bass. But the next time you guys see us for this video will most likely be the afternoon, and we're gonna go see if we can't get another monster. So I'll see you guys then. They're right here in the main city. We've got deer in the city and on the lake.
Hooks up. Should I grab him? Oh, trap. Here, get it. You go ahead, get it. One hand, the camera and everything. He's a fatty. There you go.
There's a good fish.
That's a good 3 pound.
There's a good fish. Just a little bigger than this. We're getting close. We're getting very close.
Got drops all over the camera.
Yeah, all over the lens. Wow. Look at that.
There it is.
Wow, that's what, 3.5 probably? We're gonna need to.
Ooh.
Really big
Adrian
one.
hooked up with a big swim bait. Big fish. Man, the lighting is horrible. He's coming right in the sun. We don't have a net, guys, so can he do it? This is his PB for sure. PB for sure. Look at that fish. Oh my gosh. Take your time, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. You got him. You got him, baby. You got him, boy. Get him. Oh my goodness. Oh
Holy
my gosh.
Holy cow.
He broke his PB, ladies and germs. That's why we came here.
Look at that fish.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Look at. That's why you throw big baits. Like, that's like 4 days in a row of me throwing this dang thing without catching anything. It all paid off. Holy cow. All right, there's probably another one out there. Let's go get him.
Let's go.
That's...
Good job. Beautiful.
Well, there it is. Finally caught a big one. I was throwing around that big swim bait, so I'll tell you the story right now. We walked into a local tackle store. We walked in there, we were talking to him about what they bite out here and stuff. He was saying if you really want to catch a big fish, he showed me the swim baits. He's like, throw one of these. Just stick to it and throw it for a while. And Senior, on the very first day we were out here, if you guys saw that video, he just ties it on, barely ties it on, and does just a cast to make sure, you know, it's tied on good and swims and stuff, and catches a 5-pounder on it. And then I fished it for like I fished it that whole day, and I think the next day also, and I didn't catch anything on it. And finally, or actually Senior just lost this morning he lost like a 6-pounder on it also. So then I'm finally like, okay, I'm gonna stick to it and throw it all day long, and finally smoked. I'm guessing probably about a 6-pounder on it. But that feels good. Feels good to finally catch a big fish. And out here at Clearlake, we were nervous first coming out here because we're from Nevada, and Lake Mead and Lake Mojave got the quagga mussels and stuff, and a lot of places, you know, they're real strict about your boats moving around when you're in those waters. But it was a lot simpler of a process than I thought it was gonna be. All we did was we went to the shop, and they check your boat. They make sure you don't have quagga mussels and stuff, and then you have to get a Clearlake sticker and like a quagga mussel inspection sticker, and you're all fine.
If you're coming from Lake Mead, if you go to Lake Mead, they have all those little stations where they spray down your boat and all that with what's that stuff they spray it with?
Hot water.
Yeah, they just spray it with hot water and everything at Lake Mead. So get it sprayed before you come here. If you don't get it sprayed before you come here, then you'll have to get inspected, and they check your boat and they spray it here. You know, if you've been in water within, I think, 45 days, you've been in like Lake Mead or anything, anywhere with quagga mussels. But I was hearing like a bunch of rumors when you come to Cali that you're gonna have to, you know, dry dock for 2 months and all the horror stories and all that. Just get it sprayed in Lake Mead, come down here, go get inspected at the local tackle shops, and you're good to go. It's a lot more simple process than I thought, because like I said, I heard the nightmares of all that stuff, but we're good to go. We've been out here 4 days now and just slaying the bass with a great time.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler than we thought it was going to be. That's honestly one of the reasons that we haven't really traveled to a lot of California lakes and stuff. But super fun bite. We definitely learned a lot while we were out here. As you can see, I caught that big one just out there in open water. This lake is very shallow, so it makes sense that you're gonna catch them in the open water, but we've never had the opportunity to just go fish open water. Even though we fish at Lake Mead and all that, we used to always say, oh man, there's no structure at Mead when we first moved there. But there actually is. There's a lot more than out here. Especially with the water being shallow, there's a lot of, cliffs, drop-offs, big rock piles out deep and stuff. Out here, this whole thing is just smooth. There's not one little bush, one rock, nothing out here. And it's interesting. It's a big learning experience, and I'm glad we got to do it because definitely learned a lot. When we fished that Bass Pro tourney, I've never been to that lake either. Who knows? We might have to use some of the tactics we learned today or over this last week out there to hopefully, place big in that tournament. But here we go. There's one of them. There's that smaller one, and there's the big one. Not insanely big, but I'm pretty positive that's my PB. I caught him on a big swim bait. One of the first bass I've ever caught on a big swim bait. It was a big, it's that one they sold me at a local tackle shop here. The local knowledge is everything too. When we first go to a lake, we did that for sure. We went to one of the local tackle shops right off the bat and just asked them, what are they biting on? And just pulled a couple questions, and he hooked us up. We were catching them all this whole time on little underspins, a purple worm drop shot, and that big swim bait he told us to throw. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get a weight on that big fish I caught maybe like an hour or two ago. And we got 2 fish in here to weigh. We'll see. It sucks, we lost another probably 5-6 pounder first thing in the morning. We would have like 2 6-pound fish to be holding up in a picture. That'd be pretty cool. But this has gotta be my PB. It's got to be. So, oh yeah. Let's weigh the small one first. That one's bug-eyed too. Finally caught a bug-eyed bass. I've always seen pictures of those bass with their eyes start to get all bulgy. I've always thought that'd be cool to do. There it is.
That one's pushing 3 probably.
Oh, it's over 3 because I caught a 3-pounder yesterday.
Yeah, a little
It's
fatty.
probably 3.5. Oh, 3.99.
Wow, he's way fatter than I thought.
Well, here's a 4-pounder. I'm putting back for a picture. I just broke my PB. Absolutely crazy. Crazy day of fishing. God dang. Holy cow. There we go. That's what a big fish looks like, guys. That's a monster. Here we go. We're gonna get a quick weight. We are zeroed out. Let me try to clip it. My old PB was only 4.85, so we're gonna see if I broke it today. I'm pretty sure I did. 6.12. That's what a 6-pound bass looks like. Wow, that's huge. 20, almost 21. Almost 21. 4-pounder on a lipless crankbait. She wanted to go. All right, here's the 6. My PB.
You gotta kiss it. No.
Oh.
Look at the bug eyes. Let me see the bug eyes.
Nice bug-eyed fish.
That's so crazy.
Look at this fish. Monster. Back in the water she goes. Goal grow to be 10 pounds, and when I come back sometime, hopefully in the future, bite my hook. She said okay, so I'm gonna catch her when she's 10 pounds.
Wow, what an awesome experience. So this is some good news for all of our friends and everybody back in Vegas. We're gonna be heading home tomorrow, but it's good news because we have been doing the exact same thing that we do over there at Lake Mead, and Lake Mead, it's a struggle. That fish right there, 6 pounds, is like catching a 2.5 pounder at Lake Mead. That's how hard it is to fish Lake Mead. If you catch something pushing 4 pounds, it's like a 10 pounder here, because this place is just loaded with big bass. So that's good news. You guys are fishing correctly. Everything's the same. It's just the lakes, the fisheries are different.
Yeah, they're tough out there. Lake Mead is probably the toughest lake in the country to fish good, I will say. Literally, we have the US Open every year. Come to our lake, and if you can catch seriously 9 to 10 pounds every single day, you're in money. You're placing really high. And a 10-pound day, that's tiny. We seriously, 2 fish we just caught 10 pounds. Out here, it takes like 30 pounds to win. So it's a big difference. Look at my hand. That's from the 7-pounder and the 6-pounder, just 2 big fish. If I fished out here all the time, I would need legit gloves to then grab these things. As you guys know, we got the US Open, the 50th anniversary bass tournament to fish that Bass Pro Shops is holding. So you guys definitely, we're gonna see if we can film there, because if we can, you guys definitely want to stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be cool. We're gonna try our best to film it, and we're gonna see if we can make it to Missouri. If we can make it to Missouri, it's gonna be an awesome experience. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you outdoors.